Bit of a change of plan to the planned video I was going to do. We're actually going to do the stealth camp at the abandoned airsoft site in a pine forest just outside Matlock. I'll explain about what happened and why the video's changed better when we get up there. Yeah, mate. Thanks, mate. Thank you. This is going to be interesting. Right, let's go. Fucking feet are wet already. Jesus Christ. Let's go. Right, so we're on our way to the campsite. It's those woods there. It's absolutely persisting it down. It's very, very overcast, so sunset tonight is going to be really early, so I need to get in these woods, find a place to camp and get my head down, because it's going to be really dark in those woods. We're in the woods, and as you can see, light is dropping really quickly, so I need to get to where I want to be fairly quickly, I think. I'm going to try and remember the last time I've never actually camped up in these woods. I've hiked through them on several occasions, but I've never camped in them. We'll go down that way. So I've got a sneaking suspicion that it's down there, and then across through the woods down there somewhere. But we'll check it out. Don't even wander around too long in the dark. Well, don't want to be wandering around in the dark, should I say, but we've got to be careful, because obviously I don't own these woods. These are privately owned woods, so this is a stealth camp, so we'll be stealthy and see what we can see. I'll bring you back when I've actually found something. Found a route. It's an established logging road by the looks of it. I've seen signs that said heavy machinery in operation, so I'm assuming this area here is going to be extensively logging industry. So I'm not going to be anywhere near this wood. With it being in the week, I'm not taking a chance of some loggers stumbling across me in the morning. The reason why I'm not doing the original stealth camp is because I was chatting to my friend on Facebook who actually lives near the area, and he warned me. He said I would rethink camping up in that area, you know, the area where that strange occurrence. He said there's actually a homeless camp in those woods somewhere. He's seen them going in with their backpacks and stuff, and the last thing I want to do is be walking around in the night with my night vision camera and stumble across a large group of probably crackheads, drunks, or them stumble across me in the middle of the night. That's the last thing that I want to happen. So we've knocked that one on the head for a bit. I think what will happen is I won't do the thing I was going to do in the woods where I was going to investigate that guy, because that's kind of self-explanatory now. I bet my last pound that guy was a part of the homeless camp, and that's why he was walking through at that time of night. So that's that mystery solved. So what I'm going to do is I'll just do the stealth camp under the motorway bridge as a totally, you know, independent video. There are actually people dog walking in these woods. I've just seen a guy right at the top of that trail up there, so I'm going to be getting over that way pretty quick, so I'm into the thick of the wood rather than just being on paths wide open like this. I have absolutely no idea where this is going, but I'm just going on an absolute hunch at the minute. This is the right way to be going. It's very boggy in here. I think this is partially a bridle path by the looks of things, so I've got to be really careful. There's a mixture of oak trees, pine trees and silver birch in this forest. So there are no birch trees or anything like that that I should be camping under, but it's been fairly windy today and I don't particularly want to be in a wood that I don't really know at night, camping, hoping and praying that there are no widowmakers about. I mean, there's one there right now, widowmaker. You see it there, leant up against that tree there, right in front of me. It's a widowmaker. There's quite a few trees down that side down there. We'll have to see what we can see. I know this goes right down here, so we're just gonna have to see what we can find. If the worst comes to the worst, I'm going to have to find some type of clearing and just frig a way to put the tarp up and just get the bivvy underneath it, or just sleep in the bivvy without a tarp. Worst case scenario. Try and stay off the trails and avoid making footprints. Just staying to these fairly firm paths rather than going in over there in the boggy bit. Just trying to avoid that as much as possible. There's no path down there, a bit deceiving. Just gotta watch out for tree roots as well, slippery tree roots, ankle breakers. Let's just carry on until I find something. I'm sure the road goes down. The road goes down that way I've just come off, and it joins another road that goes parallel to it down this way, and that's where I think I did the hike before. I don't think I've actually come through this way before, so that's great. So we've been walking around for about an hour and I just found this track. The whole woods has changed since I was last up here, so it's just trying to find the spot where I was. There is a road directly down there, a main road that goes along the path, so I'm going to take a look at that. I'm not going to wander into the woods, just going to stay to an established path, follow it to its conclusion, and then just take it from there. Not lost, just don't have my bearings in this place. I know that if I walk in either direction that eventually I'm going to walk out of this place because I've already done it. So it's just a matter of just going in a straight line and walking out until I find something that's familiar that I remember about this place. I know there's a public car park down this way somewhere. And once I find that public car park, I'll know exactly where I need to go. Still walking around, losing the light fast. Still haven't found anywhere to camp in here yet. The issue is that I'm in an unknown wood and I don't trust the trees, because there's quite a lot of tree fall in here. I mean, you've got to look at that one there, that's leaning in itself. There's quite a few trees that are just leaning. Most of them are actually. It looks like it's an unmanaged forest. This is probably why they've brought in the loggers to start thinning out the forest, because it's getting so dangerous with widowmakers and stuff like that. This is a public footpath going through it, but I'm not going to walk into that over there and try and find somewhere to camp, because I could walk in that direction for ages and not find anywhere. It's one of those sort of situations. So in a bit I'm just going to have to make some kind of decision. I'm not going to go home, even if it's just breaking out the chair and just sitting in the chair all night with the night vision goggles and somehow getting the tarp up. I'll do that rather than get the tent out. But I'm going to have to make a decision fairly quickly, because we are losing the light now. The sun is going down. It's getting towards 10 to 9 at night. So I'm going to have to make a decision pretty sharpish soon. It may just be, like I said, to break out the chair, get out the little bivy liner, get inside that and just sleep upright in the chair, rather than just break out the bivy tent that I've got and the sleeping bag and the air mat, that sort of thing. So it might just be find a little clearing with some trees that I can trust and try and get the tarp up. That's the plan. You know, making a plan as I'm going in my head, you know, having a plan B, so that if I don't find anywhere, then it's going to have to be a plan B. Been laid down in the grass over there for ages. I just crawled around here on my belly and got the night vision out, just so I could see what he's up to. He can't see me because I'm in pitch black at the back here. So just keep an eye and see what he's up to. I'm not even sure if this is recording audio. It's not recording audio. I'll have to do a voiceover. But yeah, it's been eventful. I just started setting up camp and it pulled up. It sounded like he was opening the gate. I was like shitting my pants. Like I said, I just crawled round on my belly about 200 feet round this corner around on my belly, and just watching what he's doing. I'm actually stood in, I've got no silhouette because there's actually some trees behind me, so there's no light behind me, so you can't see me. I'm just black. There's cars going past, but one going round now. And there's cars there, but he's just pulled up in the lay-by for some reason. I don't know what he's doing. Don't know if he's gone for a walk or he's gone for a walk round. But all I can hear is the car door keeps slamming. should have got a trail cam up there. I should have put the trail cam up there. Like taking photos and video. So this is pretty good. I wonder what he's doing. The time's wrong on the camera. It's not 14:05. It's definitely not 14:05. I don't even know what time it is. I know it's late. I was dreading that he got a dog. I thought if he's got a dog, I'm dead. The dog's just going to straight out of his car and just run straight at me. But he hasn't got a dog by the looks of things. It's just him alone in a car. But it's just really strange. This time of night, just parked up in a lay-by, just sat in a car. Like, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? I'm waiting for him to go so I can go around and sort my stuff out and just get the hell out of here, because I'm not going home or anything. I'm just going to find somewhere else to camp down here, I think. Fucking weirdo followed me. It's like, don't fucking follow me, mate. Last thing you want to fucking do. Fucking weirdo. Fucking walking down behind me. Well, that is bizarre. You know, walking away from the guy down a public footpath and he starts following me. Crazy guy. Yeah, I'm gonna trying to get some light on my face, but it's not happening. That's it. So after, can't see my mouth now, there we go. So after the little encounter in the woods with that guy pulling up in his car and stuff, I don't know if there's any audio on the night vision, but it was creepy. So basically I crawled round on my belly round the back of his car and, you know, just packed my bag up because I'd set up camp round the side and packed everything up and just walked straight past his car like, you know, I've got every right to be there. And then he started following me down the track, and he just caught the back end of it of me videoing walking back up to his car. And I just asked him, says, "Can I help you, mate? What's up?" And he didn't answer me, which freaked me out a little bit, because if someone's pointing a camera at you and got a head torch on, they've got in their beam, then you're going to probably respond, aren't you? And he didn't. He just went back in his car, and that freaked me out a little bit, especially out here. And I can handle myself, but I don't particularly want to handle myself, you know what I mean? I don't want to get into a confrontation with somebody or a situation where I'm going to have to probably, you know, use force. It's the last thing I want out here, but, you know, it just freaked me out a little bit. So in that situation, you're just best off taking yourself away from the situation completely. So I'm sat down in a car park. It's about quarter of a mile away from where I was. Caught some strange lights above here. Earlier, that spot I've just shown beforehand, they were weird. Now they could be planes, but it was just the way they were acting. They were going up and then just disappearing. It was a bit strange, but there have been UFO sightings around here, so you never know. I'm ever the skeptic though. I'm erring on the side that it's probably aircraft rather than alien spaceships, but there you go. So the plan is just to catnap. I'm just sat in my chair. Let's see, just sat in the chair. It's 2 minutes past 12 at night. I'm not going to bother setting the bivvy and the tarp up. There's no point. I want to be up and out, so I'm just going to probably get the bivvy bag and get in that and just sit in the chair in the bivvy bag and just catnap sort of thing. It's not exactly the stealth camp you're expecting, is it? But it's been an eventful night. Couldn't find anywhere. Couldn't find anywhere to camp. Thought I found somewhere, and this guy turns up, this weirdo, and it's kind of put me on edge. It's put me on edge now. So no, you can't see me at all now. It's better. It's put me on edge a bit. I like to be alert and ready for anything now. Don't want to go to sleep and find out the guy's been following me, so I don't know where he is. It's a freaky thing about this. I'm sleeping with my back against a dry stone wall at the back of me. Didn't get a chance to use the trail cam. I was hoping to use that, but lights out, lights out. He's going down there. That was him. Sure, that was his car. He's got like one of those little camper car things. So that's why it's freaking me out. Because it's like, is he riding around in his car now looking for me? Bit unnerving. I'm not bothered if he finds me, but it's like I said before. It's like I don't really want an altercation with some nut job in the woods in the middle of the night. Oh God. You know, there's stealth campers that are like, you know, worried about being out at night in the woods alone, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Not when I'm just camping out in the woods, but you know, when you've got nut jobs like that, you can kind of understand where they're coming from. I'm not bothered. I'm not just it's not going to stop me going out and doing stealth camping. It's just one of those things. Eventually you're gonna have an incident like this where there's going to be some kind of crazy person. Why would you pull up in a lay-by at 10 o'clock at night, turn your lights off, and just keep getting out and getting back in your car? It's weird. And then when I walk past him, I just walk past him as bold as anything, like, you know, like I own the place. I was walking down the track, and then he started following me down the track. It's like, what are you doing? I turned around to him and says, what are you doing, mate? And that's when he turned around and went back to his car. That's the footage that you've seen. Like, you've got to challenge these people. I put full beam on him. I put full headlamp beam on him, and I showed him that I had a walking stick. I had this ready, and he thought better of that. It's like, no, I think I'll go back to my car. And it's probably a good job he did, because if he'd have tried anything, then I wouldn't have hesitated. I'd have defended myself. I am going to get some of that criminal identifier spray when I'm out here. It's not pepper spray. It's legal here in the UK. It's a spray you can use to deter criminals. It doesn't hurt them, but it kind of shocks them when it sprays it in the face. So I'm going to bring some of that with me. I think I'm going to get some and bring it camping with me. Because the last thing I want to do is start fighting with somebody in the middle of the woods in the night. You know, just spray some of that in the face and then just do one. It's always the best course of action, isn't it? I'm kind of hiding. That's what I'm doing at the minute. I'm hiding. I'm hiding away. I've got off the main road. I'm down in some woods near a car park. The trail cam's got time lapse on it. I'm not sure what that does, but I might strap it to a tree and just time lapse. Try and get a sunrise or something. Because it won't be long before it's time to move. You know, it's only 6 hours till 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna catnap a bit. I brought some food with me, but it's not like anything I could cook. I didn't want to cook when I was out in the woods. It's like I didn't want to draw attention to myself. No, new place, new area. Just get the lay of the land before I start doing that sort of thing. I brought 2 Snickers, some chili pepperonis, and a tin of mackerel. So I've got food and I've got 2 litres of water, so I'm not short of supplies. But I broke out the chair. I'm sat in the chair. Rucksack, everything else is packed up because if something does happen, I want to be off. I want to be off and gone as quickly as I can. And I broke my chair because when the car pulled up and he came into the field, I just rolled over in the chair into a bush, and it snapped the leg. It's like went proper stealthy. Like went into the probe position in the bushes, laid on the bivvy bag flat, and was just watching him just to see what he was going to do. Got all my equipment packed up, and then just walked straight past his car, and that's when he followed me. And I'll bring you back in a bit, guys, when I've got something else to say. I'll have a bit of a cat nap for a bit and get some shut eye. Probably not going to get a lot, but there you go. Bring you back in a bit, guys. Had to move again because the same guy who was in that other place came down into the car park down there. It's like the guy's following me. It's just weird. Luckily I'd just woken up from a cat nap, and well, it was actually the van pulling into the car park that woke me up. Full beams on. It had full beams on and just pulled up into the car park. Fucking weird. It's just been a strange night. It's like, it's not really been a stealth camp, it's just been a stealth walkabout. But it's fun. It is fun. I will say that, it is fun. I like to stay one step ahead of this guy. Bring you back in a bit. And you can actually see my face now if I do that. It's not cold, it's just damp. Everywhere is just damp, and it's hard to find somewhere to go and rest for a bit because there's no areas, no picnic areas or anything like that where you can go and just chill out for a bit. I'm actually in the middle of the road now. I just realised I'm in the middle of the road, I better get off it. But yeah. I was just getting settled down there as well, just getting settled. And got myself in the bivvy bag. It was alright in there, it was nice and warm in there. Then it pulled up next to the car park. I was propped up next to a tree, I was just nodding off. And it pulled up into the car park. I recognised it immediately. I was like, yeah, it's time to go. I've got no idea what he's doing. Maybe he's like securities. Maybe that's, he's going around these car parks and stopping people from overnight stopping in the car parks. But it doesn't explain the lay-by up there. Why he would sit in a lay-by up there for nearly 2 hours and then follow me down a track. And then when I ask him, what are you doing, mate? No reply. Just walks back to his van. A bit weird. If he was security, he'd identify himself. Security, just say, I'm security man, I'm just checking up on the site. That's what I would say. Not just creepily walk back to the van as if, I wasn't there. It's just weird. Right. I don't know what to do now because that place is compromised. I'm not going back down there to where the first car park was because he'll probably come back to that one soon. I don't know. I'm just gonna have a walk down this road and see what happens, guys. Bring you back in a bit. It's actually it's about 2:15 in the morning. Right, guys, you can just about see me. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to go down this road again. I'm going to get the night vision binoculars on, and I'm going to try and record this guy's license plate and just see what he's up to. There's going to be no audio. I've already replayed it. There isn't any audio on the video, so I was wrong about that. But yeah, we'll have a look and see what this guy's up to. That was definitely the same guy. Checked him out. He couldn't see me. That's the beauty of the night vision goggles. He couldn't see me watching him. That's kind of just freaked me out. I don't know what he's doing. I suspect he's some kind of security. But why didn't he identify himself when he was following me down that track? I'm security, I do security. If somebody asks me, can I help you, mate, or what you doing, I identify myself as security. I don't just creepily turn around and head back towards my car. And that freaked me out a little bit, to be honest with you. Like I said, I'm more than capable of defending myself. I'm just not going to play around with that kind of crap in the woods. I'm just not. I'm just not going to play about with it. It just seems creepy that I move from one spot and then he follows me to the other spot like he's following me. It's creepy. Very, very strange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head towards the bus stop. There's a seat down here. I'm going to stick my bag down. I'm going to have a cat nap at the side of the road. It's a bit safer down here. I don't want to cat nap in the woods. I'm not walking about in the woods in the dark because there's rocks everywhere. And before long, everything's wet and slippy. I'm going to break my ankle. Video's not. I didn't go home or anything like that. I'm still out here. I'm just going to have to. I'll wait for the bus, and I'll bring you guys back in a bit. Just walking down this hill to the bus stop. I'm going to be about 3 hours early, but it's better than being up there. There's no seats or anything to sit down up there at the bus stop, so I'm walking down to this little village where I know there's seats. I can just get my boots off, get some clean socks on down here. Not disappointed. I wasn't chased off by that guy. It was just weird. I mean, I stayed out all night. I mean, it's 3 o'clock in the morning now, so I would have probably been getting ready to pack all my stuff up around about this time anyway, to be honest with you, especially on a stealth camp, because you want to be up and gone before dawn, and the sun's well and truly risen at 6 o'clock, so you're talking 4 or 5 o'clock and you want to be out of there. So yeah, stayed out all night, just not in a tent or anything, just been walking around all night, dodging that weird bloke. Well, sun's starting to come up, it's starting to get light now. I suppose you could say I did do a stealth camp because I actually got my head down in in that bush shelter. So I stealth camped in the middle of a rural village. That's got to be a first. I don't think anybody's done that one yet. Camped out in a bush shelter in the middle of a village, right under everybody's noses. It's quite comfortable as well. Nice little bench. Got my pillow out. Nice long bench, got my head down. Awesome. So it's definitely been an adventure, this one. That's for me anyway. It's mainly just been walking around in the dark, trying to find somewhere to camp. And in the end I opted for that car park and just got the foldaway chair out and just got in the bivvy bag. Just sat in there and had like 40 winks in the bivvy bag, just catnapping. And then that guy turned up again, and so I had to pack up and move off again. And then I just decided to just come out of the woods completely and walk down Slack Hill, which is just up there. And I came to this little village and I spent the night in here. Well, I spent the night. I won't say I spent the night. It's like I spent an hour on the bench. So in a way, I have done a stealth camp, but it's not the stealth camp I thought I was going to do. I stealth camped in a bush shelter in a little village. Got an hour, got me down for an hour, just chilling out in here. Probably should have done this first off, as I said before. But it was frustrating up there. It was frustrating trying to not being able to get into the woods as well. There were lots of paths skirting around them, going through them. I just couldn't get into the woods because it was so dense, and I think that's why they've started to manage the woods up there, cutting so many trees out so it lets
So it opens up the forest a little bit, lets people get in and get walking around. Didn't find any signs of that old airsoft in sight, so I think it's completely gone. Or I was in the wrong part of the wood. And I think I won't call this a failure. It was like it was an off the cuff thing. It wasn't planned out. I didn't do the scout in about like I normally do because of the other campsite wasn't viable at the time, like I said. So it was like just thrown together at the last minute, and it shows. I should have got here a lot earlier. The reason I waited to come out for so long is because I was originally going to do the other one. I was going to do the one, and it doesn't take me that long to get there. I got here for about, what time would it have been? It was about 7:30. So by the time I got up into the woods themselves, it was about 8 o'clock. And I only really got an hour of daylight left. So that's my fault. I should have got here earlier, really, and scouted out and found a spot for the night. But I didn't do it. So, lessons learned. Just thought, off the cuff, just come out and do it. And it just proves that you have got to plan these things if you want to do them. You can see it even better now. So that's where I got my head down for a bit. I put my bag that side with a pillow on it, slept on top of put my head on top of my bag, legs stretched out that way. Got my head down for a couple of hours before the bus comes. Like I said, not the stealth camp I expected, but there you go. I don't think that one's been done before. In the bus shelter, in the middle of a rural village with like just 3 houses. 3 houses and a pub, which is just down around the corner.